Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today we are going to talk about that India cannot handle more tigers because with the increasing tiger count in India, global experts and officials in the government suggest that India must also prepare for a new challenge of reaching the limits of its management capacity. So we'll discuss this in detail. For my video updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The PDF of this lecture will be uploaded on our website here. Right, so this is a channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for any government job, our pen drive and tablet courses are also available. For additional information, you can call on these numbers or you can visit our website, the FAQ section. Right, so what is the relevance of this topic in the exams from mains paper 3? If we talk from UPSC perspective, so in UPSC, the mains paper 3, this portion will be covered, this topic will be covered under this portion. And for other government exams at objective level, what are the findings of the survey are important. At subjective level, what is the tiger conservation strategy in India. So these kind of things, or man-animal conflict is important. So you can write about these in your exam. So there's a question for you from my last video. Recently, the first survey of captive elephants was held in country. With reference to this survey, consider the following. I'm sure the people who have watched that video will be able to answer this question. Statement 1 is the survey was conducted by Animal Welfare Board of India. Second statement is there are 2454 elephants in captivity, of which 560 are in possession with forest departments and 1687 with private individuals. So which is the correct answer? And third statement is Assam and Kerala account for more than half of the nationwide total of 2454 elephants that were noted down. So what is the correct statement? Correct statement that you need to tell me in the comment box. Now, why it is in news? Because as I told you, the tiger count has been increased in our country, in India especially. Now there is a challenge that we have reached the limits we can take care of, and now there is a challenge for the management capacity of these tigers. So now what do the numbers say? So officially India has 2026 tigers. This pen is not working. Wait, yeah, 226 tigers are there in our country as of 2014 data. Now an ongoing census is expected to reveal an update to these numbers also, but the experts from the Global Tiger Forum has said that India's current capacity to host tigers range from 2500 to 3000. Okay, now there are certain signs of mismanagement also. Why? Because 25 to 35% of India tigers are now living outside the protected reserves. So this is first sign of the mismanagement, that we are not able to handle their capacity right now. Now with the dwindling core forest as well as the shrinking of tiger corridors. So tiger corridors are the areas where tiger can roam freely for the prey. Right, so there are several challenges alongside the traditional challenges of poaching and man-animal conflict. So definitely the risks of poaching is there, man-animal conflict is there, but now there's another challenge of the capacity management of the tigers, increasing numbers. If you have seen recent news, you have found that recent attempts at translocating tigers to unpopulated reserves such as Satkosia in Orissa have ended badly, with one of the tigers even dying. So what could be the way forward for it? Because when tiger recovery efforts, they began around 50 years. You need to tell me about Project Tiger. When was it started? So when these efforts began 50 years ago, we had around 2000 tigers. Now, if after all this effort and expenditure we are satisfied with just 3000 tigers, it points at a serious management problem. Needlessly huge amount of money is being dumped repeatedly on the same 25,000 to 30,000 square kilometer area where tigers are already at saturation densities. So however, other areas with potential for future recovery are starved for key investment. So we need to find tracks for potential tiger habitat that can be used to improve prey density and increase the area of tiger corridors for them and to support their larger population. And if we talk from the prelims point of view, which for the objective level, where the questions in government exam are asked from the objective point of view, Then you should know that since 2006, when Wildlife Institute of India has been tasked with coordinating the tiger estimation exercise, the once in 4 years exercise calculated in 2006 that India had 1411 tigers. Their number increased. So in 2010 they were 1706. Then in 2014 there are 2226 tigers on the back of improved conservation measures and new estimation methods. Now there is an international stock taking conference on tiger conservation also going on. This is the third stock taking conference on tiger conservation, which was recently inaugurated in New Delhi. This is third in series of stock taking conferences. This is the second to be held in India after 2012. So this conference is being hosted by National Tiger Conservation Authority, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, in close collaboration with GTF, that is Global Tiger Forum. Now there are other countries also which are known as tiger range countries. China is also one of them, but barring China, the other countries are like Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Russia, Indonesia, Malaysia, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Nepal and India. So they are also part of this conference which is being held in New Delhi, which was held at New Delhi. So these member countries have signed a declaration to double tiger numbers by 2022. Now even India and Nepal had agreed to collaborate on conducting the tiger census in their countries in 2018. So the reason being is to avoid the double count, because Nepal already publicized the results of its tiger census in September in this year, 2018 September. So they told they have 235 tigers, and this represent 18% rise from the 198 tigers in 2013. So however, India needs details of the locations of these tigers which are captured via camera traps to be sure that some of the tigers found on the border are not double counted. Same thing we have demanded from Bhutan also, from Bangladesh also, but however they have already shared their data. Now we are waiting for what will happen with Nepal, right? So now if we talk about India's count, then there are, I told you, 2226 tigers in 2014. There are 20 to 35 India's tigers which are living outside the protected area. So now there are certain concerns with tiger protection in India, because India is in leadership position on the tiger front, because we have 70% of the global tiger population with us. However, our tiger reserves, national parks and sanctuaries exist only as small areas in a vast sea of human cattle and unsustainable land use. This is one of the thing which is causing the management crisis in our country for the tigers population. So India has 668 protected areas which add up to 14% of her forest area, and 50 of these protected areas are for tiger reserves. But the concessions in our forest have caused overuse and abuse of resources. So the inevitable outcome is the conflict of interface. So which interface here I am talking about? The interface between the wildlife, here at one side is a wildlife and other side is a human population. So this interface is further influenced by urbanization, rail and road transport infrastructure, and intensive operations like mining and special economic zones, which are part of the growth agenda in any developing country. So we have an issue with this conflict of interface also. So for this, what should be done? Now human-wildlife interface is here to stay. We cannot ignore that part. And while there can be no coexistence with tigers or elephants, a co-occurrence agenda with the proactive management control can be available. So therefore, the prime animals straying close to human settlements requires active monitoring and translocation to suitable habitat, as in the case of orphan tigress shifted from fringes of Bandhavgarh to Satpura. So this basically requires a 24 hours monitoring using technology, management of corridors, building up of frontline capacity should be increased. We should create awareness among the village teams. We should create such village teams for reporting wild animal presence. We can use use tracking methods for these animals also. Intersectoral portfolio at landscape level, master plan that for the eco-sensitive zone should be made available. Human-tiger interface management demands proactive measures can be taken, because you have seen the Avni story. It was a tragic end to our national animal and a complete travesty of the responsibility reposed on the foresters and wildlife experts. So to avoid such incidents in future, such things can be managed in various ways, technology being one of them, awareness camps being one of them. And you can tell me in comment box what else you can think of, that what should be done to manage the population of tigers in our country. So the answer of this question is 2 and 3, because this survey was not carried out by Animal Welfare Board of India but the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, right? So I hope you have watched this video. It would be easier to answer that way. So PDF will be uploaded on our site of StudyIQ. Thank you.